Today we will do MCQs, current affairs oriented MCQs, then content also what happened from November 10th to 17th. First MCQs which is in the news. Consider the following statements about Kasanka Colony. There is a colony called as Kasanka Colony. What is this and why it is in the news? Kasanka Colony. It was very much in the news, mainly in science and technology point of view, biology point of view, zoology point of view. It is the largest bat colony in the world and it is the largest earth mammal migration. You know, oviparous, viviparous, mammalian animals. Oviparous means who give birth to eggs. Viviparous means who give birth to live. Mammal means who feed the baby with their mammary glands. These are the major differences between oviparous, viviparous and mammalians. So this bat is also mammalian. It feeds its live ones through its mammary glands. It is the largest bat colony in the world and it is the largest earth mammal migration. It is located in Zambia. Choose the correct option. So, one of the largest bat colony means nearly 10 lakh bats. We will see on the sky sometimes. Bats all together will be moving. 10 lakh bats as one colony. The event will not happen in the world. This event happens every year in the November month, in the first and second week of the Zambia in African continent. In African continent, we can see nearly 10 lakhs bats moving on the sky, migrating to one particular park in Zambia. So hence it is in the news. It is going to the Zambia National Park, which is located in the Zambia. 10 lakhs bats on the sky will be moving together. It happens every year only in this particular location. It is located in Zambia, yes, and that particular colony is called as what? Kasanka Colony. So Kasanka Colony is in the news recently because of what? It is a bat colony when strong animals all together will be going together is called as Kasanka Colony. In which place it is? Zambia. When you come across such countries, immediately please go to the map pointing. Immediately go through the map pointing. Once go through the map pointing. So Zambia. The Zambia is having bordering countries. One we have is Angola, other is DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. Then we have from here we have Malawi, Tanzania we have Democratic Republic of Congo. Then we have Tanzania also. If you see here it came and here it is moving on. So if you see here, this is itself is the bordering country. So DRC, Tanzania, Malawi, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Botswana is not. A joining point is there. Botswana is not the bordering, it is a joining point here. If you see, Botswana is this side and a small country is coming from this particular part, Zimbabwe, and it is going like this. Zimbabwe will be going like this, and here in this part there is South Africa. So one is Namibia, this is Angola. So Namibia is bordered with Zambia, but Botswana is bordered with Namibia, but Botswana is not bordered with Zambia. This particular country is called as Namibia. Down to it is South Africa. Namibia, Angola, DRC, Tanzania, Malawi, Mozambique and Zimbabwe. As the Zambia country is in the news mainly because of bat colony, one point we have to remember. Second MCQs. Which of the following are correct about Parliament Secretariat? First option we will look into. You tell me the answer. Why it is in the news Parliament Secretariat? Because there is a lady called as Mahua Moitra. She is in the news mainly because of ethics. What is the allegation? The allegation is cash for query. In order to ask questions in the parliament, she is taking money. So she is taking the money and she is asking the questions in the parliament. Then why she is asking money, sir? It's a question is on Adani Group. So when the question is asked in the parliament, what will happen is it will become a national issue. Everyone will discuss. Why? Because it is discussed in parliament. So because of this thing, it is in the news. Sir, what is this ethics committee? What is happening? Is simple. Mahua Moitra, allegation is she took money for query. So taking money and asking questions. So this complaint was been raised by BJP party that this lady Mahua Moitra is asking money in order to ask for queries. Hence it is been referred to ethics committee. Hence when ethics committee, who will constitute the ethics committee means Parliament Secretariat will be constituting the ethics committee. Hence it is in the news. First statement. Secretary General of Lok Sabha has ultimate control over Lok Sabha Secretariat. Who will be having Secretary General of Lok Sabha. Secretary General of Lok Sabha means he is an IAS officer. Whether IAS officer will be having the power or speaker will be having the ultimate power. So this is wrong statement. Second, Secretary General of both houses holds rank equal to Cabinet Secretary. Secretary General means a senior most IAS officer will be appointed as Secretary General, means who will take care about the works of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. He will be equal to Cabinet Secretary. Secretary General aid and advise the presiding officer in respect to houses. Who is the presiding officer of Lok Sabha? Speaker. Who is the presiding officer in Rajya Sabha? Chairman. The chairman is by default is a vice president of it. So it is not the Secretary General of Lok Sabha who is having exclusive power, it is the Speaker of the Lok Sabha who will be having the ultimate power. So correct answer is only one statement is correct, only two statements is correct, only three statements are correct, all the statements are wrong. Only two statements are correct. This type of pattern they started asking from 2023 only. So from these statements, how many statements are correct? Only two statements are correct. ASEAN Premium, Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN nations. You know, the Southeast Asian nations became one particular organization called as ASEAN. It is in the news. Why it is in the news? Because options are there. Extra charge collected by the OPEC countries. What is OPEC countries? Oil exporting countries. Oil, what is P? Oil, petroleum exporting countries by selling oil to ASEAN countries compared to Western countries. One statement. Less charge collected by OPEC countries by selling oil to ASEAN countries. Third, extra charged by the ASEAN countries to dates of Gulf countries. Fourth, less charge paid by the ASEAN countries to dates of Gulf countries. It is in the news because a premium is levied only on the Asian countries. Extra premium means when the oil producing countries who are exporting, mainly Gulf countries, the price which they are charging on European countries and the price which they are charging on Asian countries the prices is more. On Asian countries the prices is more when compared to Western countries. Then some of the Asian countries formed a group called as ASEAN Premium. That means why you are charging premium price on us. So they levied this complaint in World Trade Organization. How you will discriminate the Asian countries? Why you are charging more amount when compared to European countries? Hence, this particular concept is called as ASEAN Premium, and this extra premium is levied on which countries? Asian countries. By which countries? OPEC countries. Consider the following statements regarding Aditya 1. Aditya, you know, generally every satellite will be looking the Earth surface, which is called as Earth Observatory Satellite. Some satellites will be looking the space, like AstroSat. Earlier we have AstroSat, looking the astronomy, looking the space. So earlier we have AstroSat 1, which will be looking the sun. So the question is with respect to Aditya. Aditya is looking what? Sun or the Earth? Studying what? Sun. Spacecraft is planned to be placed in hollow orbit around Lagrangian point 1. It is ISRO first Astronomy Observatory class mission. Astronomy Observatory class mission 1. Aditya L1 will study solar upper atmosphere. It is a ISRO first or second? First one is what? Now only I told. Studying astronomical objects. AstroSat. So this is second. Aditya L1 will study solar upper atmosphere. Which of the following are correct? Only 1, only 2, 1 and 3, all are correct. Think and tell me. Which of the following statements are correct? Only 1 is correct. Only 2 are correct. Means here statements I am asking about. First statement, second statement, third statement. First statement is correct or wrong? Correct. Third statement is correct or wrong? Is it first or second? So answer is, it is not the first, it is the second. First one is what? AstroSat. AstroSat is the first satellite which is studying the astronomical objects. Aditya L1 is the second satellite which is studying the astronomical objects. One of the astronomical object is sun. Consider the following pairs. Which of the following, how many pairs are correct? Only in this one pair is correct, or two pair is correct, or three pair is correct, or four pairs are correct. Ukraine, Russia, you know Kyiv. Kyiv is, what is the capital of Russia? Then Kyiv located where? Ukraine. Wrong, huh? Israel, Syria, they are not at all related. Morocco, Rabat, yes. Ukraine, Zaporozhye, the largest nuclear power plant in the Europe is located in Ukraine. So how many are correct? Like this. How many pairs are correct? Israel, not Syria. Morocco, Rabat, yes. Russia is Kyiv, no. Kyiv belongs to Ukraine. Ukraine is Zaporizhzhia, is an largest nuclear power plant in Ukraine. So only two pairs are correct. Some of the current affairs we will go now. Israel is very much in the news. Israel bordering countries. Mediterranean Sea, we have This is Israel, Mediterranean Sea, Egypt, we have Jordan, we have Egypt, we have Syria, we have Lebanon. South is Egypt, east and northeast is Jordan, and north is Syria, and the complete north is Lebanon, and to the west is Mediterranean Sea. Israel bordering countries, Lebanon to the north, correct, Syria to the northeast, correct, Egypt to the west, south, Palestine is towards west. This is Palestine, the bordering countries of Israel. A very important one canal is going to come. I will explain about it. Canals are very, very important. What is this canal? Which is connecting what? Mediterranean Sea and Red Sea. Earlier what would happen, if I want to send any ship from North America, Europe to Asian side, so I used to rotate around the African continent, I used to go. Then what happened in 1940s, Britain came up with an idea that why we should not dig a canal, and they had digged the canal of 108 kilometers, only 108 kilometers. Then what happened? This is of only 10 kilometers width and 600 to 700 meters depth. They had constructed a canal which is bypassing now. This 108 kilometers is enough to bypass 16,000 kilometers. Instead of rotating around 16,000 kilometers of Africa, now this 108 kilometers is directly pushing the ship into Gulf, into the Red Sea. So this particular part of canal is called as Suez Canal. Similarly, one topic is there. Now Israel is planning to have one canal directly across the Negev desert in Israel on the same lines of Suez Canal, which is located in Egypt. That is very much in news, that we will discuss in the next topic. Second one, artificial rains. What is artificial rains? There is something called as silver iodide. What is this? Silver iodide is a chemical. Meghomadanam. In Telugu it is called as Meghomadanam. They will take this chemical to the clouds. They will release silver iodide there. Then ice crystals will form, and ice crystals are heavy. When the ice crystals are heavy, they cannot stay on the clouds and they fall down as rain. That is the procedure with respect to cloud seeding, or which is also called as artificial rains. Artificial rains, why it is in the news? It is in the news because in the month of November, mainly in Diwali time, the smog was very, very high. Smog means smoke plus fog. The smog is very, very high. When the smog is very, very high, it will be dense. So it will be in the population, it will be in the people. So whenever I come across smog. Whenever I come across smog. And with this smog, what is added? Pollution is added. Pollution from Diwali. Now I want to make this smog to fall down. Then what will happen? This smoke plus fog plus pollution, if they come down, what will happen? There will be no pollution on the atmosphere. For that to happen, what I have to do? I have to make this smog wet. When it is wet, it is heavy. When it is heavy, it will fall down. For that, what I have to do? I have to generate rain. But rain in the month of October last week as well as November first and second week is not normal. So they used what? Artificial rains. They used what? Cloud seeding. That is the reason the rainfall was being in Noida, Ghaziabad, Delhi, Eastern Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana. Because of which the smog quantity, which was very high, is fallen down immediately. But we cannot do it very, very frequently. Why? Because it is a costly affair and it is unnatural. The silver iodide will stay in the clouds. In a longer concentration, it will impact the natural process of monsoons. Hence, in a longer, as a habit, we cannot do it. But we did recently after Diwali only to control the pollution which is mixing with smog. And not only smog, not only Diwali celebration, but also stubble burning. What is stubble burning? You know. Kharif crop for Punjab, Haryana and Eastern Uttar Pradesh is paddy. After the Kharif, they will go for wheat, for rabi. So what? October month is harvesting time for Kharif. So when they harvested, they got paddy, mainly because of harvester. The complete paddy straws, unwanted straws are present on the field. There is no mechanism to lift this paddy straw. How much they want? For buffaloes, they will take only some quantity, not everything. So what they think? They burn it. What will happen? As it's an organic material, if I burn it, it will stay in the soil. It will become a fertile. So it is beneficial. I no need to buy manure. I no need to buy synthetic fertilizer. I no need to buy natural fertilizer. Just by burning, it is becoming a fertilizer. So the Punjab people, Haryana people and eastern Punjab people are going with burning of stubble, and this stubble when they burned, it is moving on to the nearby areas like Noida, Ghaziabad as well as Delhi. So the pollution is in high quantity mainly in National Capital Region of Delhi is because of smoke, is because of fog, is because of Diwali celebration as well as hence it is in the news. So how to control this smog? How to control this pollution? They went with an artificial rain. They went with their artificial, but it cannot be an habit. Sometimes only, rarely, 2 months once or 3 months once we can go with this. A costly affair as well as a unnatural affair. So this is called as cloud seeding or called as artificial rain. Dry ice or silver iodide is commonly used. Planes are used to spray chemicals in the upper part of the clouds. Example, project Varshadari in Karnataka in 2017, we started with this and we are using very normally in all the parts of the, that is cloud seeding or artificial rain. Alternative ways to stubble burning. So there are some alternative ways stubble burning in this way. They will be burning the paddy straws and the major content of pollution is through this only. Then what is alternative? Government should buy this. Government should buy this paddy straw, then obviously they will sell it. Why? Because they are getting money and they are poor farmers. They cannot lift it. If they want to just lift it and throw it, laborers will charge money. So it's a costly affair. Rather than shifting it, rather than burn it, better it to be burned it. So there is no other alternative. So now we are searching for alternatives. So two mechanisms are there. One is stubble waste management in Haryana, Uttar Pradesh as well as in Delhi and nearby Delhi regions. Stubble burning management. What is the stubble burning management? Some technology is there whereby the government will buy and use this stubble, and they use this machine and they come out in the form of manure, and the same manure they will sell it to the farmers. So you are getting ready-made manure at a lesser cost and I am buying your stubble. So there are some alternative mechanisms like incinerators, like stubble burning, stubble waste management mechanisms. PUSA decomposer, which is called as what? PUSA decomposer. Decomposes the stubble in 20 to 25 days. Happy seeders, baler machines, in situ management of stubbles. So there are different technology based measurements in order to stop this stubble burning. Number one is what? PUSA decomposer. Number two is what? Happy seeder. Number three is what? Baler machine. They will buy the stubble and they will feed it to it. So it will generate in the form of fertilizer. One is called as PUSA decomposer, it will decompose it. Number 3 is called happy seeder, it will take inside and it will give out. Number 3 is baler, alternatives to stubble burning. We cannot tell them to stop burning. We have to create what? Alternate. See, it's a waste. If no municipality person is coming to our home, the waste will be there, the waste will be there, the waste will be there. Still, if municipality person is not coming, then we will throw in another house. It's because the government should have an alternate. Why? Because we are paying tax. It is first the government who should provide the mechanism. It's not me the responsibility. Why? Because I am paying the tax. Why? Because I cannot take the responsibility, so I am paying the tax. After you do the duty, the next duty will be mine. If not, you don't ask me tax, I will do my own thing. Then what is the benefit of paying tax? PUSA is a variety of paddy. Ben Gurion Canal project. Ben Gurion Canal project. See this diagram. See here. What is this? Suez Canal. Now, up to here we have a river. Now from this Akaba river, from this I am constructing a route, a canal I am constructing. What it will do? It is also going into the Red Sea, it is also going into the Red Sea. This is what? Suez Canal. This is what? Ben Gurion Canal project. Now you see. Suez Canal is monopoly. This is the only canal which is present in the world, or in this route only one canal. It is under the control of Egypt. Any canal, if any ship want to cross this canal, they have to pay toll tax. They have to pay toll tax. This Egypt will determine how much should be the toll tax. Huge price, very huge price. Now it is monopoly. Why? Because I have only one canal. Now I am constructing another canal. I will tell that you pay 10 rupees less. Then ships will come from here to alternative form of earning money for Israel. They want to create an alternative for Suez Canal. So from Mediterranean Sea you can go into the Red Sea. Up to now only one alternative. What is it? Now Israel is constructing one more canal so that there will be an alternative for Suez Canal. So that there is no monopoly now. If some accident happened also here, why? Because the width is only 10 kilometers. If some very big ship fallen down, recently what happened? There was a news in Suez Canal, what happened? One ship rotated around. Nearly for 4 days, complete transportation stopped. If something happens in Suez Canal, some terrorist kept a bomb here, whether transportation across the world will come to an halt or not. So there should be an alternative, but there is no alternative. Now, Israel is coming with an alternative. Not only for revenue, not only for earning, it is also as an alternative mechanism. Something happens to it, there should be an alternative. So alternative for Suez Canal is now Ben Gurion. It connects Red Sea with Mediterranean Sea through Israel controlled Negev desert. This is Negev desert. Through the desert, water will flow. If I connect, this is sea. This is also sea. When I just remove, what will water will flow, connectivity will be established. Alternative to Suez Canal, which promotes monopoly of Egypt. To control the monopoly of Egypt, to control the monopoly of Suez Canal, now new concept is Ben Gurion. This is also one reason. Why? Because Egypt is ruled by whom? Muslim Brotherhood. The population in Egypt is what? Muslims. They also indirectly pump money for Muslim terrorists. It can be Hamas, it can be Hezbollah, it can be ISIS, it can be Al-Qaeda. Mainly the power centers who are located here. Now if they come to close this, if it is constructed, whether they will lose financially or not, huge loss. It was a monopoly, it is a huge loss. So they are pumping money into Hamas so that they can destabilize Israel. When they destabilize Israel, they cannot construct this. Everything is economic. Hamas emotionally, ISIS emotion. But finally, they are using the emotion for their economic benefit. How they are using? So that they will not go with this Ben Gurion Canal. IMF quota, International Monetary Fund. There is something called as Bretton Woods Conference. A Bretton Woods Conference was happened in 1944 after the World War II, in order to make a big organization such that the world which got impacted because of World War II, to pump money, two organizations came into existence which is called as Bretton Woods Twins. One is called as World Bank, other is called as IMF. World Bank will be pumping money only for developmental activities and welfare activities. But there are some countries who are facing problems mainly with respect to foreign reserves or the underperformance of the economy or the economic crisis like Sri Lanka, like Greece, where the countries are underperforming and the foreign reserves are coming down. So in order to protect such countries, there is another international organization which is called as IMF, International Monetary Fund. So two twins, one twin is called as World Bank, which will be helping only for the purpose of development and welfare. Then what about the countries who are facing economic crisis, like Sri Lanka? There is a need for bailout. In order to bail out, one particular exclusive organization will be there. That organization is called as IMF, International Monetary Fund. So there will be voting pattern, 100% votes. India is having voting. How much? India currently holds how much percentage of quota? 2.75% of quota, with 2.6% of voting rights. Means from 100 rupees, 2.7. See, IMF, from where they will get the money? Whether they will print the money? No. They have to contribute it. How much percent is contributed? India? 2.75. Because of 2.75 contribution, how much voting we got? How this voting pattern is determined? Economic variability 15%, GDP 50%, international reserves 5%, openness to global economy 30%. In this particular ratio, they will calculate and they will give voting rights. How much economic variability? Means earning of economy should be diverse. Like for example, Sri Lanka economy, 90% of the Sri Lankan economy and Maldives economy is tourism. COVID came, they collapsed like anything. Why? Because no more tourism. COVID came, no more tourism. Economic variability should be there, diversification should be there. If I am a private employee, if that organization is running, then I will survive. If that organization collapses, I will collapse. No economic variability. So what we should have? Diversification of markets. We need diversification of funds. That is called as economic variability. So 15% is economic variability, GDP growth rate is 50%, international reserves, what is that? Foreign reserves, how much foreign reserves we have today? Approximately $600 billion. And openness to global economy, we are open to the global economy. Based upon these 5 parameters, the voting rights will be determined. So based upon the voting rights only, I will be bailing out. We have to bail out, no? Bail out means people will sit together and they will vote. And my vote percentage is how much? PUSA 2090, a variety of paddy. PUSA 2090 is in the news. It is high yielding and early mature paddy variety. Usually for a paddy to mature, it will take 105 days. 3 months, 15 days it will take for a paddy. When I sow the seed and when the paddy is ready for harvesting, it will take 105 days. But this PUSA 2090 High yielding, yield means with respect to the area, if the production is more, it is called as yield. High yield plus early harvest. Early harvest how many days? 70 days. Means I am going 3 crops, because of PUSA I can go for 4 or 5 crops. Corporate level production. Up to now maximum 3 crops. But now I can go for 4 crops or 5 crops if my seed is PUSA 2090. Developed by Indian Agriculture Research Institute, New Delhi. It gives time for next wheat crop for land preparation. It gives time for next wheat crop for land. This is another problem. October 15th came, 105 days completed, June, July, August, September, October 15th. Compulsory by November 1st I have to go for wheat, where mainly in North India. I have to remove the wheat, I have to remove the paddy and I have to go with wheat. Very quickly, no time. By November 1st, the season will come, I have to sow the seed, and within 3 months again I will get the wheat harvest. So time period, the gap between the Kharif and Rabi is almost 3-4 days. Within 3-4 days I have to remove the harvest and I have to come up with wheat. No time. But if this come into picture, 105 will be reduced to 70 days. How many days cushion I will have? 35 days. So there will be no problem for stubble burning also. So only 3-4 days is left. Immediately I have to go. Everyone is going for wheat seeding. I should also go. So what I will do? Stubble burning. So this PUSA is not only high yielding, the PUSA is also the maturity time is reduced, but also it is giving some time between Kharif and, so the stubble burning also will come down because of everything is a common sense, everything is a logic, true. Then it's better to go with government also will promote what? PUSA 2090. High yield, maturity time is less, and the time period between the Kharif and Rabi is genetically modified organism, means not high yielding variety seed. High yielding variety seed is different and genetically modified crop is different. Genetically modified organism crop means I will change. This I will not change, just I will do cross pollination. High yielding variety means cross pollination. Genetically means I will change the genetics. So this is what variety? High yielding variety, which is recommended by Norman Borlaug. One of the high yielding variety seed, Air Defender 23, USA. Largest air defense exercise by NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, started in 2018. It will boost interoperability and preparedness to protect against drones and cruise missiles in NATO region. This Air Defender 23 is being conducted in United States of America. What is this Air Defender? All the NATO forces will come together and they will exercise their power. Like a military exercise, it's an air force exercise. Of which countries? NATO countries. What is the latest NATO country which joined? 31? Finland. Last week we discussed this. 31st country is Finland. So these 31 countries come together as Air Force and they come together and they show their power. That particular exercise name is called as Air Defender 23. Blue flag certification, you know. Beaches. Some beaches will be certified as blue flag certification. When any beach is being certified as blue flag, that means it is environment friendly, tourist friendly, foreign tourist and domestic tourist friendly. Prices will be controlled by the government. So no excessive rates. Prices also will be controlled by the government. So that particular beaches will be given certification. So if any foreign tourist is coming, if he want to visit any beach, he will check for blue flag certification beaches. There the government security will be there. Trained guides will be there. Hotels will be certified. So that particular area will be a center for tourism. Why? Because I want to go to that place where there is a safety and security. And the safety and security is guaranteed by which certificate? Certificate given to beaches by Denmark-based non-profit organization Foundation for Environmental Education on 4 heads. Number 1, environmental education and information. Bathing quality of the water also. Environment management also. Safety services also. Based upon this 4, India has 12 blue flag beaches. What are the blue flag beaches also important? Conditions also important. First condition is environment education and information. Second one, bathing water quality. Number 3, number 4, some beaches will be there, like Bapatla beach of Guntur. If you go for bathing and if you come, smell will come like anything. The water quality, the quality of the water is also very important. So the 4, environment education and information, bathing water quality, environment management, and 3 days back one judgment was out. I will tell the story of the governor. 3-judge bench headed by CJA Chandrachud. A judgment was been out because of a repeated petitions filed by Telangana government, Tamil Nadu government, Kerala government. There is a common complaint in them. There is a common petition in them. That is, the governor is not giving his signature to the bills passed by the assembly. So here comes the role of governor. Assembly is legislatures. Who are legislatures? People's representatives. They are the original symbols of democracy. When they passed the bill in the legislature, according to the procedure of parliamentary, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and the president should give the signature at central level. At state level, member of legislative assemblies, as well as if legislative council is there, legislative council plus governor. If governor passes it on to the president, then the president, general procedure. But what is happening usually in Kerala, Tamil Nadu and in Telangana? The bills were being passed by the legislative assembly but not signed by the governor. So the petition is, we the people's representative had passed the bill with majority approval, then this governor is not passing the bill. Hence, the development is getting hampered. The welfare activities is getting hampered. Mainly, the Tamil Nadu governor R.N. Ravi had stopped nearly 40 bills. Here comes the question, whether the governor have the power. So, Supreme Court of India gave clear directions. Governor is the titular head and the real head is Council of Ministers headed by Chief Minister. And the head, supreme authority for this Council of Ministers headed by the Chief Minister is Legislative Assembly. If a bill passed by the Legislative Assembly should be signed by the governor. Either he should reject or should approve or should send it for the consideration of the president. But he cannot withhold it. But he cannot withhold it. So you don't have any authority to stop the bill. You don't have any authority to withhold the bill. It is the judgment which is given by Supreme Court. So here comes, that is what the Supreme Court came. Here comes the Supreme Court comes. According to the Constitution of India, governor should work according to the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers, but it's not a compulsion. Governor should work according to the aid and advice given by the Council of Ministers, but it is not a compulsion. If it is a compulsion, then he has to do. It is not a compulsion. Governor acting as a political rival, Tamil Nadu government moves Supreme Court against Governor R.N. Ravi's inaction in assenting bills, and the Supreme Court, but the problem is Supreme Court didn't give any deadline. Supreme Court just told that you are a titular head, means naam ke vaste head. You don't think that you are real head. You don't have power to withhold it. Either you give assent or reject it or send it to the president. But don't keep with it you. It told, understand this, it told don't keep the bills with you, but didn't fix it any time. That is the problem again. If the Supreme Court has fixed a time, means what? Within 15 days you have to take one decision. Within 30 days you have to take one decision. Then what will happen? The time limit will be 30 days. So they just told that you don't have the power to withhold. So we have to see in the future any judgment will come which will fix a time frame. So time frame is not given by the Supreme Court. Governor of state, assent of governor to bills passed by state legislature, role of governor with respect to bills, give assent or withhold assent or return bill for reconsideration of house or reserve for president assent. When you withhold, please, you don't have the power to withhold it. You give assent, you withdraw or you send it to the president, but you cannot withhold. You just told, but you didn't give any time frame. So a review petition is filed in the Supreme Court asking for how many days they can. So what will happen? It is they will come to know the time frame, no? So either they will approve or disapprove or send it to the president. No, when it is sent to the president, no discretion. Governor role has been completed. That is also there. Then again, but he is not sending to the president, no. If the time frame is fixed for the governor, for example 30 days. So within 30 days, after 30 days, he sent it to the president. Now president is keeping with him. Another petition will file. Please, you gave the time frame for governor, you also give for president. This lady, Mahua Moitra, ethics committee was been exclusively constituted for her to study about whether cash for query happened or not. An ethics committee studied and came to a conclusion that yes, she took cash for query. Now she recommended to the parliamentary body that her removal, disqualification. The ethics committee role is only recommendatory. Ethics committee created in 1997 in Rajya Sabha and 2000 in Lok Sabha. It enforces code of conduct of MPs. It examines the cases of misconduct and recommend action. Only recommendatory in nation. It can recommend only. This ethics committee recommended for her removal. It can recommend expulsion of a member from house. And this committee recommended for her expulsion. Ethics committee. Lucy mission of NASA to study Jupiter. Mainly Jupiter what? Asteroids. The more number of asteroids are present with Jupiter. To study the asteroids of Jupiter, one mission was being placed by NASA. That particular mission is called as Lucy. Mission to explore Jupiter's Trojan asteroids. Trojan means what? Hidden. Trojan war. The soldiers will sit in the Trojan, in that horse, and they will go inside. So to study what type of asteroids? Not all asteroids, mainly Trojan means hidden. Trojan asteroids are believed to be formed from same materials that led to the formation of planets 4 billion years ago. Mission able to explore 10 asteroids in next 12 years, starting with Dinkinish. So studying with an asteroid called as Dinkinish. How many asteroids they want to study? 10 asteroids. Within studying Trojan asteroids of Jupiter, Lucy, which are in the news in the last 10 days, 7 to 10 days. Ecological threat report. Reports are very important for prelims. Who released it? Institute for Economics and Peace. A think tank, means a brainstorming body, which is called as Institute for Economics and Peace. This particular body gave the report called as Ecological Threat Report. What it told? It will identify ill-prepared countries to cope up with extreme ecological, for example, Pacific Ring of Fires. Pacific Ring of Fire is located where? Pacific Ring of Fire, mainly earthquakes and volcanoes. Where? Near Japan. Houses in Japan is constructed by how? Wood. Why they want to construct by wood? So that if any earthquake happens also, the injury, the mortality, the death rate will be less when compared to mortar. So safer side to go with, that is called as ill-prepared countries. Japan is well-prepared country. We have recently, Jyoti, one area is there. What is that? Jyotimash. What is that? Joshimath. What is the Joshimath? In the Himalayas, on the verges of valley, a town came into existence which was not there early. Within 1 decade, a town came into existence which is called a Joshimath. When heavy rainfall happened, what is happening to Joshimath? The house is located on the soil. This is very fragile. So what? It will lose its base. So the landslides is happening. On the land, what is located? Houses. These houses are falling down. A complete town is getting disturbed because of this ill-prepared plans. So ecological threat report will study about those countries who are ill-prepared for ecological shocks. That report is called as Ecological Threat, which is released by Institute for Economics, and Japan is well prepared. Why? Because they are going with preparation. That is the reason they have what type of houses? It uses data from scientific research on population growth, water stress, food insecurity, droughts, floods, cyclones, and rising temperature. Jericho missile system. Jericho missile system. You know, dome system of Israel. It's an old concept. Dome. If any missile is coming, it will have a dome structure. It will not allow any. The radar will not allow. The missiles will come and fall down. It have a dome-like structure. Another missile system is there for Israel, which is called as Jericho. Jericho 1, Jericho 2, Jericho 3. 3 missiles. Israel originated ballistic missile system. Ballistic means intercontinental. From here to India it will come. 5,000 to 6,000 kilometers. 3 types of Jericho missiles are discovered. 1, 2, 3. Jericho 3 is Israel's first intercontinental ballistic missile which entered service in 2011. It has a range of 4,800 to 6,500 kilometers with a payload of 1,000 to 1,300 kg. This is a threat to Hamas. Why? Because Hamas is getting support from Iran and they rotated the Jericho towards Iran. If more support to Hamas, the Jericho will not target Hamas, but the Jericho will target Iran. Jericho missile system belongs to which country? Iron Dome system belongs to which country? Israel. 2+2 dialogue. Last week also we discussed. Whenever there is defense and foreign ministers meeting together, it is called as 2+2 meeting. Recently we conducted with USA, Australia, Japan, UK and Russia. If defense minister and foreign minister. That particular dialogue is called as 2+2. Lake Titicaca. Lake Titicaca, a beautiful lake in South American continent. A tourist spot. Lake Titicaca, why it is in the news? A hub, a spot for tourism because of climate change. The Lake Titicaca water is going inside. The water is going inside. It is a freshwater lake in Andes Mountains on the border of Bolivia and Peru. It is often called highest navigable lake in the world on the mountains. It is shrinking due to climate change. It is very much in the news. Why? Because it is a tourist hub, Peru and Bolivia on the border. On the highest level a lake is located, on the highest level, on the mountains. It is getting shrinked because of climate change. Where it is located? On the borders of Bolivia and Peru. Which continent? South America. The most important things selectively which are important we are doing. Okay.